things that a lot of anglers overlook is their boat positioning and their casting angle when they're approaching a target. You know, if I come up to a dock like this, or a lay-down log, or a bush, or a rock, I want to try to think exactly how that bass might be positioned and get my boat in the perfect spot before I even make the cast. It's so important that the first cast that you make to any target is right on the money, and it's the best presentation that you can make. I want to get a nice soft entry, and instead of casting at an angle, I'm going to position my boat so I can keep my lure in the strike zone for as long as possible, just like throwing right down the side of that dock. I don't want to have to make that bass run very far to get it, and your lure's in the strike zone the whole time. And until I make my next cast, I want to make sure again that that boat's going to be right in the right position, so I can throw right down the next target there and get it right where I think the fish is going to be. If you throw across, a lot of times those bass will refuse your offering. But boy, if you make the perfect cast and your lure stays in the strike zone for the maximum amount of time, you're going to catch a lot more bass.
With the ever-increasing pressure that we as anglers are facing on our fisheries nowadays, probably the most important concept to understand in the future is a concept called hydrodynamic imaging. It really has to do with the way the black bass uses his lateral line. Hydrodynamic imaging is similar to echolocation in a well. The bass is using its lateral line to draw a very clear image of its surroundings and its environment and the other species that are around it. It can detect the difference between a smooth-sided crankbait and one that has grooves in it. It can detect the difference between a willow leaf and a long drop blade. And why is that important? Because nowadays you're going to be following people down certain banks and fishing the same waters a lot of other anglers have. And I've learned in my career that you have to be doing something different. And to do that, sometimes it's just little subtle differences like we're talking about with hydrodynamic imaging that makes all the difference.